What's up, everyone? So I wanted to make this live video because I've got some heartfelt advice that I'd like to give, everyone who might be listening. Before you get off and before you decide not to watch anymore because you're probably getting enough advice from everywhere, let me give you a little background about myself that a lot of people probably don't know. I was a tennis instructor and a coach for over 15 years, and I coached all kinds of elite athletes who eventually went on to play Division I tennis. They were ranked nationally throughout the entire nation, ranked top 10 or so in the state of Florida, and I did that for 15 years, and with that came a lot of mental toughness training. I've got a lot of certifications in mental toughness, and frankly there's a lot going on in my life right now that is requiring a lot of mental toughness and a lot of coaching. So for those of you that don't know, there is an actual definition to mental toughness. The definition of mental toughness is the ability to control your thoughts. That's the ability to control your thoughts. Now, what does this have to do with the new year? Well, I noticed that obviously, like myself, a lot of people for the last month, for the last week, for the last couple days, and probably going on for the next week are, setting a lot of goals, a lot of New Year's resolutions, and a lot of things that they want to accomplish over the next year. That is perfectly okay. I mean, for the last 2 weeks, we've been coming up with all of our 3-year goals, 1-year goals, 90-day goals for the future, and obviously we want to be able to hit them. But what I want people to understand, that what's most important is focusing on the present. Focusing on the present is the most important thing that you can do. You can set all the goals that you want, but if you continue to just think about all of those future goals, then frankly, if you're not doing what needs to be done today, if you're not focusing on what you need to do right now, you're never going to get to those goals. Another thing I noticed being involved in social media as much as I have for the last year and a half is I can see how social media is one of the leading causes of anxiety and depression. When you go on your feed and you see all of these people who are doing so many things and are so successful, and they got these big houses, they got all this money, and they got everything that you're basically dreaming of, it's just that. It's you just dreaming of those things and you're thinking too much in the future. The sheer reason for anxiety is literally thinking too much into the future and thinking too much into the past. And that goes back to staying in the present. So there's a lot of things that you can do. Obviously, meditation helps tremendously because what meditation does is it teaches you to focus on your breath, which is focusing on the present. And when your mind wanders, which is going to do all the time, it trains you to bring it back to the present, back to that present moment. And the same goes for your goals. Like I said, it's okay for you to set all these goals, which I strongly recommend that you do, but you need to always make sure you're focused on the present. Depression, anxiety, if you've got something difficult going on in your life, and you're just scared of the outcome and you're scared of what's going to happen, again, it's completely okay to do that, but that's you focusing on the future and something that really you can't control. So the advice that I want to give in this live video is basically the only thing that you can control is what you do today. The only thing that you can control is what you're thinking about right now. And what you need to be thinking about is the present. So whatever it is that you're doing right now, hopefully still watching this, just try to take this with as much value as you can. Like I said, there's some stuff going on in our life right now that is probably one of the most difficult situations that we're about to get into. And the only thing that I keep remembering is the mental toughness training that I would teach a lot of the athletes, which is just don't worry about the point that you just lost. Don't worry about what your parents are going to say if you lose the match. Don't worry about what's going to happen with your ranking, with whatever happens to this match. Those are thoughts in the future. You need to focus on this next point, this point right now. So if you can do a little meditation, I strongly recommend Headspace. That's what I've used in the past. But for the most part, you don't have to meditate. You just need to remember, be grateful for what you have right now. Be happy in the moment that you're in right now. Even if it's a bad moment, chances are, if you focus on that one moment right there, I like to tell people just take it one day at a time. Today is one day. Let's focus on this day. And like I said, that can go for your goals that you want to achieve because you need to achieve stuff right now today in order to get to those goals. But that also goes for anxiety, depression, and anything negative going on in your life. Chances are a lot of the thoughts that you're going through are just thoughts that you can't really control because they're put out in the future. Another book I would recommend is The Power of Now. Phenomenal book. Literally changed my life when I first read it. So that's it. That's my sort of New Year's video. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of other New Year's video, but I thought I would take a little bit of a twist to it because everyone's talking about New Year's resolutions and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm looking forward to this and 2022 is going to be an amazing year and blah, 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 blah. Set those goals, set those resolutions, but bring it back. Bring it back to the present. And then the last advice that I can give you is tonight, share that time with your family, with your loved ones. Enjoy it. Don't even worry about 2022. Don't even worry about what's to come, whether it be positive or negative. It doesn't matter. You can't control it until it actually happens. So bring it into the present moment. Enjoy this moment. Enjoy this moment tonight for the new year. And I look forward to hearing from you guys in the new year. So, all right, guys, have a happy, happy new year. Nothing but blessed lives for all of you, and I wish all of you, everybody around the world, nothing